spending your money on a bunch of garbage is a feeling I want to keep away from you guys. So let's go over the 12 biggest wastes of money that you could buy in GTA Online, so you don't have to regret these purchases like I did. Now, of course, we could go over basic things like the Galaxy Super Yacht, the Swift Deluxe, the Luxor Deluxe, or owning too many supercars. But of course, that's not what we do here. So let's get into number 1, starting off with Auto Shop staff. So these are the staff that you could buy to deliver the cars that you mod on the car lift for you instead of you doing it yourself, which I've never understood because these missions take like a minute to do. But let's say you don't have that minute in your day. Let's say you're too busy to deliver these cars yourself. If you buy the staff, you have to pay $380,000 just for one, and now you want them to go and deliver a vehicle. The only problem is these people can't drive. I mean, it's like they're driving through a pinball course considering how much they hit and how much money you lose. I mean, honestly, this is first because this is the only pay to lose feature. Like, you're genuinely paying $400,000 to gain less money from these car lift missions. Number 2 on the list, we have the facility, the entire facility. So the only use for the facility is doing the Doomsday heist and storing certain vehicles like the Avenger or the Kanjali. Of course, the Avenger can be moved to your hangar, and the Kanjali is something which I personally don't use, and I haven't really seen many people use like in a really long time. So what's the point of spending $1.2 million all the way up to $3 million, which are the base prices of the facilities, on a building which you're not going to use? Unless you're replaying the Doomsday heist every day with your squad, there's literally no point of this building. By the way, the highest price the facility could be is $5.7 million. I thought that'd be a cool fun fact, so I just threw it in the script. Anyways, moving on to number 3, the Avenger. With a base price of $3,400,000, so no upgrades, no nothing, $3.4 million. You would imagine that this does something nice, but to me, it's just an oversized VTOL propeller plane helicopter, whatever you call it. But it gets even worse when you think of the upgrades of the Avenger. The upgrade I'm talking about specifically is the $1.4 million operation terminal that got added in the San Andreas Mercenary update. So all this does is let you start up these missions, which is honestly never worth the $1.4 million, considering these missions are tedious, they're not really replayable, and they pay like absolute garbage because they're basically just contact missions which you could start in the Avenger. I'm not too sure what the like appeal is supposed to be, but that's literally it. But as an aircraft, it's not good as well, considering it's just one huge target. So if any real jet or real plane tries to fight you, it's basically over for you. Even if you have any sort of countermeasures, the plane could just keep on attacking you until you're dead. Number 4 is buying the safe in your CEO tower. So when you buy any of the CEO towers, you have an option to buy a money safe for $335,000. This safe is completely cosmetic, meaning it doesn't do anything besides collect money that you can't collect. So it just piles up and sits on the floor with you not being able to do anything with it. Now, of course, not all safe upgrades are bad, like the one in the salvage yard. You have to pay $750K for it, but it increases the total capacity of your safe from $100,000 to $250,000, which is definitely gonna make your money back if you run the salvage yard correctly. If you don't know how safes work in the salvage yard or in any other business, check out the video on the top right, which is a full guide on how to make passive income like it's nothing. And number 5, we have the document forgery and weed MC businesses. So out of the 5 MC businesses, these 2 are by far the worst based off the amount of profit that you make. So let's get into some actual numbers and prove this point. The document forgery makes about $20,000 an hour, and the weed farm makes about $34,000 an hour, which is honestly not too far off the other businesses, considering the meth lab makes about $40K an hour, but the code lookup makes about $63,000 per hour. I guess the cash factory is really close to the weed farm, producing $38,000 worth of stock per hour. But I guess the main thing to remember for this one is that the more MC businesses you run, the more time, effort, and money you're gonna have to spend, when there are definitely better ways to make money outside of the MC businesses. Number 6, we have buying security upgrades for MC businesses. So security upgrades reduce the chance of getting your business raided. So there are a bunch of different missions that can happen when you get raided, but for MC businesses, there's a very easy fix, and that's just to quit being an an MC president and become a CEO president instead. And I'm pretty sure other businesses can't get raided. I mean, I've never heard of the nightclub getting raided, for example, even though that has a security upgrade, which I bought for whatever reason. Number 7, golf carts in your bunker. So these golf carts cost $85,000 for this version and $120,000 for this version, which is a bit bigger and has some sort of armor on the front of it. But the problem isn't owning the transport itself. This is the problem. Just look how slow it's going. I mean, I'm pretty sure running around is going to be quicker than driving whatever this is around. Number 8, we have the Arena Workshop. This costs just under $1 million, completely base. So with no upgrades, no nothing. However, a maxed out workshop can cost up to $4 million. And when I bought mine, I actually forgot about it for about a month or two before going inside it a couple of days before this video and getting the cutscene of everybody talking when you first enter it. I mean, if that doesn't show you how useless it is, I don't know what will. The only reason that I use it is to store the RC Bandito and customize it. And you can use it to customize arena war cars to your own preference, which is definitely better than buying the pre-made ones on the website. At number 9, we have hillside houses. So these are the stilt houses which you can see on Dynasty 8, which are in the Vinewood Hills. I've never owned one of these houses before, so I bought one to test out a couple of theories that I saw online. The first one being, you can't access your garage from the inside of the house, which if I try to go to the front door to go to the garage, it's not even an option, which means it's true. The other thing that I saw is that you can't access the balcony on the back, which I thought would be the main feature of this house. You know, the main thing separating it from the apartments. But that was right, and you can't access the balcony. You could just look outside of it, which you could do in your apartment anyway. So stay away from these and stick to the high-end apartments. Number 10, we've got the Submarine in the Kasaka. So the Kraken Avisa, which costs $1.5 million. And honestly, I don't see a point of having a submarine in a submarine, considering you could drive the Kasaka. I guess driving the Kasaka around can be quite difficult because it's extremely big, so it's super hard to maneuver. And to anybody who says that, buy the Toreador. This is definitely the best vehicle for any sort of underwater exploration, unless you're going to like the bottom of the ocean or like deep in the Mariana Trench and you need to go super deep. Most of the time you don't. So the Toreador is definitely the best thing to buy. And I explained that in more detail in this video, which you could press on the top right now or watch after this video. Number 11 is special horns for the Toreador, which honestly I found pretty funny because the Toreador has a boost, which is triggered by pressing the horn button. So having the horn button and the boost button binded to the same key means you could only do one. So Rockstar decided that the boost is more important than the horn, obviously, which means you can't horn at all, making custom horns completely useless. This isn't too much of a big waste of money. I just thought it was a bit funny. Finally, we have having to rebuy your businesses when you buy them in a different location. So when you start playing GTA, if you're anything like me, you were probably desperate to buy a business, so you just bought the cheap one, not considering the location of it. I guess the best example is buying the nightclub all the way down on Elysian Island, or buying the bunker at Palito Bay. But of course, once you get your money up, you get rich and you could buy businesses in better locations. Having to buy the business again doesn't seem right to me. I'm not sure if it's just me, but getting a trade-in price for your old business doesn't seem right. And with that, the list is over. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. And like always, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.